It's so nice out there.
Good morning. It is 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, February 13th, and I'm calling to order the Management and Internal Services Committee. Let's start with a word of prayer, please, if you'll join me. Lord, thank you for the rain we've had, and thank you for the beautiful sunshine today. We love you and appreciate all the blessings we have. Be with us today as we go through this agenda, making important decisions for our neighbors and our community. Some of these decisions are very difficult. Please be with us for these votes and help us to make our votes in fairness and in truth. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Public.
Oh, no. Something touched me. All right, we have a quorum here with 3 commissioners present. We need approval of the minutes of the previous meeting, gentlemen.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any changes to the agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair, we'd like to request the removal of item I1C1. This is the funding for the upgrade of Microsoft Office 365 for the sheriff. We have a meeting scheduled with the sheriff, I believe later this week or early next week, and we need to have that meeting before we move forward with this item. So we would ask that you remove that item and then approve the rest of the agenda.
Is it is it something that's going to need to be done in a hurry? It'll just go directly to debate on Tuesday night, or it'll come back to us next month? Or
It'll come back to you next month. We may make some changes as to how we're going about this. We have 3 or 4 options. We want to make sure the sheriff gets to choose the option that he wants.
Very good.
So the funding, the amount may change as well.
Very good. We'll remove that from the agenda, and that makes us a very short agenda today. Let's start with debate. Mr. Johnson, what do you have for us?
The first item we have for your consideration is the canceling of the Management, Internal Services, and Development Planning Services Committee meetings in April. This meeting occurs during Masters Week. Typically, we have moved that before or after. Just the way the meetings fall that month, before and after, we thought it would be better just to cancel that meeting, and then any items that we would have for either one of these committees, if it's something that's very pressing, we will take it to another committee. If not, we will just wait until the next time we have that committee. Second.
So moved. So we'll have the first sort of week of April, we will have our commission meeting.
Correct. That's correct.
The next week, which looks like the second week, but it's really the first full week, which is Masters Week, spring break. That would have been our committee,
Anything.
so we're not going to have the committee at all.
Correct.
And then the week after Masters, we'll get back in the right.
That's correct.
Right? That will go to consent. Next.
Next 2 items will be briefed by Mr. Sean Granado.
Morning,
Good
Sean.
morning, everyone. How are
Morning.
y'all? The first item I have for everybody
Right on
is
there,
the
bud.
statewide mutual aid agreement. Sir?
That's a snazzy jacket you have on, man.
Thanks.
You look like a professor.
Really is.
I appreciate it. Next time I'll do something with my hair.
But it should concern you if I'm complimenting, because I can't match anything.
Where is HR? I'm sure we're in trouble for this right now.
This is awesome.
They won't help.
Anyway, I'm the professional one here. Go figure.
Yeah.
So, Georgia Emergency Management Agency Act gives us local governments the ability to have mutual aid agreements, and what this agreement really says is that if we have a disaster declaration, that if we have this agreement, then we have the ability to get reimbursed. That's basically what this says. So, many of our departments have mutual aid agreements with local counties and whatnot, and that's what this is for. But staff recommends approval.
Move to consent.
Second.
Moved. And you have another one for us?
I do. The next one I have is independent contractor agreement with the Asher Group for the HyperReach emergency mass notification system. As you all know, that as of right now, the mass notification system that we have is Code Red. Over the past couple years, we've had a lot of failures with Code Red. So over the past few months, we've gone out in partnership with the sheriff's office and understand that this is a sheriff's office driven issue. They've had a lot of, failures, especially in the overnight hours when they're a 24-hour operation. They sent out incorrect messages. Code Red has. They've had, You know, you put something in the system and it sends out something completely different when it comes to missing persons and whatnot. So we've gone through the process. We discussed with procurement, one of the groups, the one that we're going with, an RFP is not needed because they're a contract holder with the state of Georgia. The cost for the system is $33,000. It's going to be spread out amongst 4 different departments, which is actually a couple $1,000s less than we're paying right now. The other thing that this is going to give us, which is huge, is access to the database, which right now we do not have. So right now, if you ask me to go get a list of the citizens that we give emergency notifications to, I can't tell you that. So this is basically going to start from scratch. And then the other thing I'd like to let you know is that if this starts March 1st, based on your approval, we're going to have about a 3-month gap, or not a gap, an overlap, I'm sorry, where we're still going to use Code Red until we get this system fully on board. So with that, staff recommends approval.
What are the 4 departments?
It is us, it is water utility, traffic engineering, and the sheriff's office. The sheriff's office maintains overall authority, you know, because they're 24-hour ops and they can call in and make adjustments as
We be saving by getting rid of the Code Red product?
like $2,900 a year.
At 33,000 a year?
Yes, sir. And right now, we're paying almost $36,000 a year. Just a little bit of
A
money.
marginal service.
Yeah.
Move to consent.
Second.
So moved, thank you.
Thank y'all.
And we have deleted the other item. I don't have any other items to debate on the agenda. Are there any legal matters? Thank you. Moving right into staff reports, personnel savings.
Just first personnel savings, just for your information, you can see that its total savings to date exceeds 1.1 million. You can also see our turnover rate for the beginning of the year. I'll answer any questions you may have.
Having no questions, we'll move right into the year-to-date budget report.
Yes, the first report I have for you is the year-to-date budget report for the month ended January 31st, 2024. We should be operating around 58% at this time, and all funds are operating as they should be.
Any questions, gentlemen?
No questions.
Boss report, please.
The sales tax report includes the funds received for the month of December. This was just over $3.3 million, and our annualized percentage increase is now 1.21%. This was 4.35% greater than last December.
And the investment report.
Yes, the final report for your information is the investment report as of December.
Gentlemen, if you have no questions, we'll accept those as presented. Thank you. Is there any commissioner or public comment? Discussion there? Seeing none, I have no items for executive session, and we will adjourn and come back for the Development and Planning Services Committee.
Just a few minutes to switch over.
3 minutes, thank you.
The Development Planning Service Committee. We have a full quorum here today. We've already had the prayer and pledge. We have before you the minutes. Last meeting.
Motion to accept is presented.
Second.
All right, so moved. Additions to the agenda, sir.
Ready for your approval, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Approved. We have no presentations. We'll move right into the debate agenda.
Thanks, sir. I'm going to ask Mr. Titus to present our first item.
Okay?
Morning.
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 This is just an independent contractor agreement with Four Seasons Landscaping for the Flowing Wells Road project. As we wrap this project up, staff has realized that it's still not clean. We have some funding left in the TIA budget, so we've already instructed the contractor to sod both sides of the shoulders between the back of curb and the sidewalks. That's included in the contract, the line item for that. What's not included in the contract because it was removed during the original bid was the landscaping of the medians. Included in the TIA project that was voted on by the voters, approved by the voters, but the item was removed from the contract due to budget purposes. We've since reached out to landscaping contractors to landscape the medians because there is budget remaining. And Four Seasons Landscape came back with the lowest, most responsive bid at $46,692.50 to landscape planted medians along.
Are the medians irrigated?
They're not. So we put together a landscaping plan that was drought tolerant, similar to Flowing Wells Road, Fury's Ferry Road, crepe myrtles, azaleas, some ligustrum. So confident that we'll have the landscaper continue to water it as needed until it's established, and Roads and Bridges will take it over.
We're gonna sod the shoulders?
Already done. That's not part of this.
Oh, okay, okay. That,
Second.
So moved. Thank you, sir. Next item, we're moving into the beverage license.
All right, first item we have is alcohol beverage license for Brandon Wild LLC. Brandon Wild has applied for an alcohol beverage license at beer, wine, and distilled spirits on premise. This is a change of ownership requirement, and there's no one opposed to this application, and staff's recommending approval.
Move to consent.
Motion carries. Next item.
All right, next item we have the alcohol beverage license for MJ Family Korean Kitchen, business as Seoul Korean Kitchen. They have applied for an alcohol license. This was because of the accountant typically is the one who submits for this license. They didn't get it in time last year, so their alcohol license lapsed, so therefore treated as a new application. And so no surveys needed for that because they've been in business. Staff's recommending approval.
Second.
Motion carries. Next item.
All right, the last one we have is alcohol beverage license for Deep 502 LLC, doing business as Dip Smoke and Vape. They have applied for a still spirit, an alcohol beverage license to sell beer and wine for off-premise consumption at 500 Fury's Road, Suite 101. And they have provided all the required information, and staff does recommend approval.
will be next to the pickleball place?
Correct. It's in that same, on the opposite end from where the pickleball and hardware store may be.
So is it in the main building?
It is in the main building on the far end.
Maps provided for us show the 100-foot radius around their front door. Can you, we don't go by the mile?
Being that it is not distilled spirits, it doesn't trigger the mile requirement on that. It's just for beer and wine,
Gas station.
like a Circle K or anything like that, correct?
They're only required to be 600
600,
works, all that, not the mile, like a true liquor store.
correct. Package they were selling, distilled spirits, then yes, it would trigger the 1 mile radius.
Been any comment from the community?
The comments that we've heard from.
Second.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Moving into planning services, item one.
All right, good morning. We've got a couple items. First one up is an easement encroachment agreement at 3080 West Milledgeville Road. This is actually in the city of Harlem, but as you well know, we have taken over their utility system. So this is an existing water line that is on this property that does not have a utility easement. So at this time, we have gone through the process as staff to the easement encroachment agreement to keep that line in place, but also have the easement over the top. So staff is recommending approval.
Is there any cost to this?
No, it's just, the line's already there. It's just, acknowledging it's there, but also giving, putting that easement on file so that we have the right to go in there. There's no issues or questions down the road.
We didn't have to buy, that's true, okay. Move to consent.
Second.
Motion carries. Next item, sir.
All right. All right, first ancillary dwelling request is for 3211 Ray Owens Road. It's on just over 12 acres in size, zoned RA. Currently, the property has a two-story dwelling that's approximately 2,100 square feet. They are actually proposing to build a second structure on the property at 2,700 square feet, which would make the current one their ancillary. So they are requesting the variance to increase over the allowed 1,800 square feet for dwelling. Questions you might have?
Mark on the map where the new dwelling's going.
So the existing house is here, and the new house will go.
Two separate driveways?
And I think they're coming in off of this driveway to there.
Any comment from the neighbors?
None that we've received.
Staff recommends approval. Consent.
Second.
Motion carries.
All right, this is a little bit of a new item. Have utility encroachments, ancillary dwellings, but we're getting into the landscape encroachment arena now. This is a request for a property at 4193 Crosstown Court. This is to allow landscaping within the county right-of-way. Previously, this property had landscaping that was planted a number of years ago in the county right-of-way. That has since been removed, but as you can see from the map on the screen there is really no place to put the landscaping required for this project, without tearing out asphalt and drive aisles, things of that nature. So we've kind of gone back and forth with the owner of the property, the new owner of the property, and came back with the idea that maybe the landscaping out there, while appropriate, certainly needed your approval to do so. So we're here today with an easement encroachment agreement for landscaping within the county right-of-way. 4193 Crosstown Court, that's on, obviously, Crosstown Court's right-of-way. So staff is recommending approval.
So instead of them doing their landscaping on their,
Correct.
they're gonna do it,
Just outside of that on the county right-of-way. They'll be responsible for maintenance.
okay. Move to consent.
Second.
Motion carries. Next item, sir.
So since we've done one, we'll do a second one. Here's another landscape request. This one's for CSRA Electrical Joint. This is at 403 Beverly Road, Wheeler Road, Beverly Road, just down there, close to the interstate at I-20 Bel Air Road. They are also requesting an easement, or landscaping easement encroachment on part of the right-of-way for Wheeler Road. As you in the back up there, there is a significant amount of, call it excess right-of-way, but a lot of property between Wheeler Road and the actual the actual property line of this particular lot, approximately 70 to 122 feet between the road and the property line. So what they'd like to do is they'd like to put their landscaping just over that property line, a number of azaleas. But anyways, landscaping just over their property line on the county right-of-way. So that, of course, requires a landscape encroachment agreement. Staff's gone back and forth with them on that and come up with a solution I think works. Staff is recommending approval of that landscape encroachment.
To consent.
Second.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Any legal matters, sir? None? We'll move into the staff reports.
First one up, submitted for your information is the January 24 Planning Department Workload Monthly Report. Questions you might have.
Question? Okay. Move on to the next report.
All right, then have the December 23 Plan Review Work Report. And that again will be obviously year end as well, so I'll be happy to answer any questions about that.
Thank you, sir. Next report, sir.
All right, the next one we have is January 23, 24 Development Services Monthly Report, and a copy of that is in there for your information. No action needs to be taken on that. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Questions? Okay, thank you, sir. Next report.
Next one I have is the January 4 Development Service Financial Report, and a copy of that is attached for your information. No actions needed.
Questions? Okay, we'll move on to the last report.
Last one we have is temporary event alcohol permits, and a copy of those are listed there and is attached for your information. No report on that.
Questions? Thank you, sir. Any comments from commissioners or the public? Okay, we have nothing for executive session. That being said, we'll adjourn at 8:52. Thank you.